Yoga is rapidly becoming one of the most preferred forms of maintaining a healthy mind and body, as people from all over the world realize the benefits of regular yoga practice. Through the thread of the breath, yoga creates synergy, calming and interconnecting the body-mind. It improves lung function, joint mobility, while increasing energy, strengthening bones, muscles, and correcting poor posture. With the improved blood flow that yoga creates, cleansing and healing of the body is accelerated, moving you to a higher state of well-being. This ancient art induces a change of state, much like the voyage of majestic clouds, transforming and condensing into pure white snow, melting in time into glorious waterfalls and flowing rivers. Existing within these forms of water is the same molecule, and with a change in temperature and molecular structure transforms. In a journey over time, yoga teaches the busy mind to become serene. These changes are a collective process, likened to squeezing a drop of blue dye into water day after day. The first drop dissolves slowly with no apparent change. After the second drop, the change is still not visible. After a month, the water will become a light blue. After a year, a deep blue. Every yoga session is like that single drop, putting a valuable deposit into your health account as you move into the endlessly unfolding confines of the future.
Today we're going to take you through a great beginner's routine.
It starts with 15 minutes of breathing, enter and prepare yourself. Then some core standing poses to stretch and strengthen the body.
Then to the floor for some poses that will bring you more self-awareness. Ending our session in a deep relaxation.
At all times, acknowledge what your body is feeling, always seeking to understand the pose.
And remember, this routine will help you develop and understand the yoga practice, but there is no substitute for a good yoga instructor, so seek one out.
So let's get to it and enjoy yourself.
Breathing. Sit in a simple cross-legged position on the floor. If you don't feel comfortable in this position, place a folded blanket under your buttocks. The vital thing is to have a comfortable erect spine, with head, shoulders and hips in a straight line. Don't let your head come forward. If the back is hunched, this compresses the rib cage and impedes proper breathing, so focus on extension of the spine. Place your right hand on the rib cage and your left hand on your abdomen. Inhale slowly through the nose, feeling the breath fill the abdomen, bringing it slowly into the rib. The muscles on the pelvic floor, relaxing it. Welcome to Overcome Pelvic Pain for Men. My name is Michael Hodge. I am an overcomer of pelvic floor dysfunction, as my shirt says. I went through this for 5 years. It was incredibly deep and dark, and I understand what you're going through. One thing that really helped me to get a lot of momentum was to start out each morning as totally open and relaxed as possible with a really good stretching routine. And that's what I'm bringing here for you today. This is where we're going to begin. We're going to begin by allowing our body to just feel as it feels, but putting ourselves in position with breath work and stretches they're going to really open up those muscles. It's going to release the tension, becoming conscious and aware of what's happening. And we're going to be able to go a little bit deeper each time we do this routine. We're going to go and get started. Now, right before we start, I want to point out a couple of things that can help you. If you have a towel or a blanket, please get that. A belt would be good, or a strap, a necktie would work, and yoga blocks or pillows of any sort can work. Now, if you don't have any of this stuff, you can still do the whole routine just fine, but these props are going to help you out a little bit as we go through this routine. We're going to get started with some deep breathing. Go ahead and lie down onto the floor. What we're going to do actually is put our soles together, soles of our feet, and you can take your yoga blocks. If you would like to, my name is Mike. Welcome to Overcome Pelvic Pain for Men. My name is Michael Hodge. I am an overcomer of pelvic floor dysfunction, as my shirt says. I went through this for 5 years. It was incredibly deep and dark, and I understand what you're going through. One thing that really helped me to get a lot of momentum was to start off each morning as totally open and relaxed as possible with a really good stretching routine. And that's what I'm bringing here for you today. This is where we're going to begin. We're going to begin by allowing our body to just feel as it feels. So putting ourselves in position with breath work and stretches, they're going to really open up those muscles. It's going to release the tension, becoming conscious and aware of what's happening. And we're going to go a little bit deeper each time we do this routine. We're going to go and get started. Now, right before we start, I want to point out a couple of things that can help you. If you have a towel or a blanket, please get that. A belt would be good, or a strap, a necktie would work, and yoga blocks or pillows of any sort can work. Now, if you don't have any of this stuff, you can still do the whole routine just fine, but these props are going to help you out a little bit as we go through this routine. We're going to get started with some deep breathing. Go ahead and lie down onto the floor. What we're going to do actually is put our soles together, soles of our feet, and you can take your yoga blocks. If you would like to, on the higher position, allow your legs to just flop out, and this is a totally relaxed position, opening up the pelvic floor. You can put your yoga blocks this way, pillows, whatever you need to do. If you're super flexible, your legs could even flop down lower than that, but as long as this support actually allows you to not have to engage muscles, and you're really just allowing things to be right now. We're going to first do 4 deep breaths. And on these breaths, I want you to breathe in really deep and imagine the air and the energy really going down into your pelvic floor. So we're breathing and expanding into the pelvic floor on these 4 deep breaths. Ready? Along with me. Deeply in. Deeply in. And breathe in. Last one. Breathe in. We're going to do some more breaths now that are a little different. I want you to really consciously notice if you're holding tightness in your muscles, and then allow them to release. So what we're going to do this time is three-part breathing. We're going to put our hand, I'm going to put my right hand on my stomach, my left hand onto my chest. You're going to breathe deeply into your stomach. Your stomach will rise, and then you're going to breathe, and the air will allow your chest to rise, and your ribs will come up and expand. And then on the out breath, your chest will fall, ribs will come in, and then your stomach will also drop. You don't have to be perfect on this. I don't want you to overanalyze it. But it's really about a good deep belly breath, and then a reversal of that. And again, allowing everything to just be totally relaxed. We're going to do 8 very deep breaths. Ready? Breathe in. Deeply in. Breathe in. Make sure all of the muscles in your body are relaxed. Deeply in. Four more breaths. Breathe in. Notice if there's any tension. Breathe in. Any tension, go there and let it relax.
We need to slow this down.
Last one. Breathe in.
Just take your time. You can do this.
We're going to do some more breaths now that are a little different. I want you to really consciously notice if you're holding tightness in your muscles, and then allow them to release. So what we're going to do this time is three-part breathing. We're going to put our hand, I'm going to put my right hand on my stomach, my left hand onto my chest. You're going to breathe deeply into your stomach. Your stomach will rise, and then you're going to breathe, and the air will allow your chest to rise, and your ribs will come up and expand. And then on the out breath, your chest will fall, ribs will come in, and then your stomach will also drop. You don't have to be perfect on this. I don't want you to overanalyze it. But it's really a good deep belly breath, and then a reversal of that. And again, allowing everything to just be totally relaxed. We're going to do 8 very deep breaths. Ready? Breathe in. Deeply in. Breathe in. Make sure all of the muscles in your body are relaxed. Deeply in. Four more breaths. Breathe in. Notice if there's any tension. Breathe in. Some tension go there and let it relax. Breathe in. Breathe in. And we're totally relaxed. We're going to move into our next movement, which is a hook line outside adductor stretch. When I say hook line, I just mean with our feet flat on the ground. What we'll start with here is dropping the right leg out, or whichever leg you want first, clearly to the outside. Very simple, just like we were doing a moment ago. But now our other foot has the sole of the foot on the ground. We want to keep our pelvis square rather than turning to the side. If you'd like, you can also put a little bit of pressure on the inner thigh here, and you can even straighten the leg out if that's a little too easy for you. We're going to do a 60-second hold here, and begin. So again, you can start here, the foot is flat on the ground. As we progress, as you do this routine each day, you can go to the variation where the leg is straight out. Keeping our pelvis straight, relaxing the perineum, relaxing all the muscles in our pelvic floor, relaxing our hip muscles, and putting just a little bit of pressure toward the ground. Remembering to breathe, enjoy that stretch. It's a nice adductor stretch. If this is too difficult, you could put a yoga block underneath as well. We're going to switch to the other leg now. Okay, I'm going to put my other foot flat down, take my left leg out. We're going to do a 60-second stretch. So again, you can start here. The foot is flat on the ground. As we progress, as you do this routine each day, you can go to the variation where the leg is straight out. Keeping our pelvis straight, relaxing the perineum, relaxing all the muscles in our pelvic floor, relaxing our hip muscles, and putting just a little bit of pressure toward the ground. Remembering to breathe, just enjoy that stretch. It's a nice adductor stretch. If this is too difficult, you could put a yoga block underneath as well. We're going to switch to the other leg now. Okay, I'm going to put my other foot flat down, take my left leg out. We're going to do a 60-second stretch. Ready to begin. It's a little too difficult. Your leg can't touch the ground again. You can take a yoga block. You can drop it right there underneath. Still giving you a nice adductor stretch. And if that doesn't feel like much of a stretch, allow it to flop down. And you can also straighten out the other leg. Really be conscious of any tightness and allow it to release as you breathe in. Enjoy that comfortable feeling of this nice stretch. Wonderful. Now, what we're going to do is a knee to chest stretch. And what we're going to do here is simply grab the shin, the top of the shin here, and bring our knee into our chest. You can keep your foot flat on the ground. We're going to do a 60-second hold on each side. So bring that knee into your chest, really pulling down toward you. The progression here you can make, if you're doing this later on in the week, you've already done this routine several times, straighten out that other leg. An even deeper stretch. You can also try grabbing underneath, actually grabbing the hamstring. So let's make it simple. Just push your knee to your chest with your foot flat on the ground or with the leg straight out.
Am I pulling or am I pushing?
When you think it's as far as you can go, take a deep breath in, and on your out breath, go a little bit deeper in your stretch. You should go a little bit farther than you think. And as you repeat this routine, we want to go a little bit deeper. So we're going to be switching legs now to the other leg, doing a 60-second hold. And again, pulling it into your chest. You can keep that foot flat on the ground if you'd like. Go in as far as you can. If you can't go in as far as you, that's fine. You can go in a lot further, that's also fine. Straighten the leg out if you'd like to do that. It's very comfortable getting a bend of hip flexor. Hip and glutes. You don't have to stress, you don't have to flex your arms too much. We don't want to be in a state of tightness or tension really anywhere in our body on this routine. This is about releasing. This is about going to that baseline of balance and just total harmony. Starting our day in a wonderful place. Wonderful job. We're going to move into a figure 4 stretch. So we're going to demonstrate the figure 4 stretch. We're simply going to we'll take the right leg and place the top of the foot on the top of the thigh of the other leg. And what we're going to do here, we have a couple of options. You can simply do the stretch here, that's fine. Or if you'd like a little bit more of a stretch, you can place that other foot on top of the yoga block. And we can also add a little bit by pulling on the back of our hamstring, threading our hands through. And by the end of the week, if you'd like to even straighten the leg out, that's another variation. We're going to do this for 60 seconds. Begin. So whichever one works for you, if it's your first day in this routine, you can start it here. You can push the other, releasing. This is about going to that baseline of balance and just total harmony.
Wow, that was so much tighter than I expected.
In a wonderful place. Wonderful job. We're going to move into a figure 4 stretch. So when we demonstrate the figure 4 stretch, we're simply going to we'll take the right leg and place the top of the foot on the top of the thigh of the other leg. And what we're going to do here, we have a couple of options. You can simply do the stretch here, that's fine. Or if you'd like a little bit more of a stretch, you can place that other foot on top of the yoga block. And we can also add a little bit by pulling on the back of our hamstring, threading our hands through. And by the end of the week, if you'd like to even straighten the leg out, that's another variation. We're going to do this for 60 seconds. Begin. So whichever one works for you, if it's your first day in this routine, you can start it here. You can push the other leg, the one that's folded over, outward some. Don't push on the knee joint, push on the inner thigh. This is just fine. Breathing. I'm going to go ahead and change it to the other variation. If you're ready for that, that's fine. If not, wait until later in the week. Once you've repeated this routine multiple times, doesn't have to be an extreme stretch. We're going to be stretching the glute of the folded leg as we're breathing. We're not overly tightening your core, not going stressed. Shouldn't feel painful, or you might be going too far. We're going to switch legs now, doing the figure 4 stretch on the other leg. Simply fold it over, push outward some, and just hold it here. Just fine if you're getting started, if it's a good stretch for you. If you're not feeling much of a stretch in the glute and the hip flexor, you can go to the next variation of pulling, threading your hands through and pulling in some. You'll definitely feel the stretch now in the folded legs glute. If you want to even straighten the leg out, that's also fine as you're progressing throughout the week. Again, don't feel like you have to copy me. Do what works for you. But make sure that each time you do this routine, and as you're doing the stretch, going a little bit deeper with each out breath. Being conscious of what you're doing, you can dig a little bit deeper and get more relaxed, relieve that tension. What we're going to do next is called stir the pot. So stirring the pot is you bring your knees together, drop the knees in towards your body, you go out, and you come up, and you bring your knees back in, and it's just a nice flowing movement. It's very simple. We're going to do that for 1 minute. Okay, get ready, and begin. Stirring the pot. I'm allowing my
Stir that pot, girl.
on this one, so I can get really good movement in the hip joints. As I'm breathing, I'm going to reverse it and go the other direction. Same thing, come in, back out. This one feels really good. Really nice. Pelvic floor is totally open. There's no tightness. It's relaxed. It's happy. Your hip joints are happy. You're getting some mobility there. I'm going to actually reverse it again, back the other direction. Just like that.
Alright, let's take that one more time.
Going a little bit deeper with each out breath. Being conscious of what you're doing, you can dig a little bit deeper and get more relaxed, relieve that tension. What we're going to do next is called stir the pot. So stirring the pot is you bring your knees together, you drop the knees in towards your body, you go out, and you come up, and you bring your knees back in, and it's just a nice flowing movement. It's very simple. We're going to do that for 1 minute. Okay, get ready, and begin. Stirring the pot. I'm allowing my sacrum to come off the ground a little bit on this one, so that I can get really good movement in the hip joints. As I'm breathing, I'm going to reverse it and go the other direction. Same thing, come in, back out. This one feels really good. Really nice. Pelvic floor is totally open. There's no tightness. It's relaxed. It's happy. Your hip joints are happy. You're getting some mobility there. I'm going to actually reverse it again, back the other direction. Just like that. Breathing in. Very good. So the next stretch is going to be called frog stretch. On frog stretch, we're in a very similar position. to grab our ankles. On the inside of our legs, grab the ankles. If you're really flexible, you can just grab outside of your feet if you'd like to. But the ankles are fine, even if that's too hard, a little bit on the shins. And we're going to be just pulling in and allowing our legs to flop out as we keep our back plastered to the ground. We don't want to actually lift up off the ground on this. We're going to hold this for 1 minute. All right, frog stretch. You're going to really feel and notice any tension in your pelvic floor here. And allow your legs to flop out. Pull your heels a little bit more towards your perineum. Really nice stretch for the glutes, the inner thigh, also the pelvic floor muscles. As you're breathing, again, don't lift up off the ground like this. You should stay down. I want you to breathe into your stomach. I want you to breathe into your pelvic floor. Deep mindful breathing allows you to actually bring more energy into that area. Healing energy, and out with the stress, out with the tension. We're going to do something called windshield wipers, and we're going to do this from this lying position. So all we're going to do next is actually rotate our legs across, bending our knees, just like this. Very simple. We're going to do that for 1 minute, and begin. This is called windshield wipers. I really like this one. Rather than just letting them flop, have some level of control, and towards the end of this movement, push the inside leg downward a little bit more. Get a little bit more of a stretch. You'll actually feel a little bit of a twist as well in your obliques. And your lower back, which is also nice. So go ahead and continue to move.
Oh,
It's
my
not
spine
really
cracked.
fast.
There we go.
Slow movement. Breathe in. Feels really, really good. Just enjoy the moment. Don't think about anything else other than relaxing and being calm and enjoying these stretches. We're going to do a head to knee pose. We're not actually going to go all the way back to knee this time, though. If you have a towel or a blanket with you, this would be the time to grab that.
Okay.
And this is just going to give us a little bit of elevation, a couple of inches, really all we're doing here. What we're going to do is use our belt or necktie, whatever it is that you're using, and it's going to allow us to get a little bit deeper to stretch. What we're going to do is take one leg. I'll take my right leg, put the sole of my foot to the inside of the thigh. I don't have to go really, really, really far, but I'm also going to way out here. The key here is having a straight back. Okay? And what we're going to do is take a deep breath in. We're going to breathe out. As we breathe out, we actually lean forward a little bit while maintaining a fairly straight, erect back. And then, if you have no tension in your lower back, we'll go down a little bit further. But we're going to do 2 minutes on the left leg. Taking a deep breath in. Lean forward some. I'm hinging at my hips though. Just go comfortably into this. We don't have to dive all the way forward as far as we can immediately. You can round a little bit now, as long as there's not a great deal of pain in your lower back. We're going to start over again, because I really want us to get comfortable with the understanding that we want an erect back, a deep breath, and hinge forward. These forward bends are incredible they're very beneficial for the central nervous system. But having that straightness is important to get the benefits. It's going to allow energy to flow up and down the spine. throughout the whole nervous system. If there are any kinks, if there's anything that can't flow to your pelvic floor or other aspects, other parts of your body, creates issues. We're going to go a little bit deeper now with our forward bend, if you can. Remember with an out breath, you're able to go in a little bit deeper with your stretch. This is one of those stretches that I want to challenge you to go a little bit deeper if you've done this routine a few days in a row. Deeply in. A little bit deeper now. About 12 seconds left. It might be uncomfortable. It's pretty, I wouldn't say painful, but it's a deep stretch right now. Hold it for another few seconds. We're almost done. Time is up. Oh, that's a really good one. We're going to switch legs now. Pull the left foot in, right leg goes out. Go ahead, lasso this foot, get it ready to go. 2-minute hold. Taking a deep breath in with an erect spine. Hinging forward. If you want to go a little bit more with your strap or whatever you're holding. Also, remember to keep that left leg, the leg that's folded sideways, toward the ground rather than allowing it to come up. Let's go a little bit deeper now. This is really, really healing, very good for our spine, our nervous system. It's also good for our abdominals and our stomach and our organs. For about 1 minute left, we're going to ease up some. We're going to start back from our erect position. Hinging forward. If there's no pain in your lower back, go a little bit deeper now. With somewhat of a round. But that is because we hinged from a straight erect position originally. Last 30 seconds. Does it still work? Might be a little uncomfortable. Giving your body the time it needs to heal. You're pushing yourself a little bit more, going a little bit deeper. You're reminding yourself not to hold any tension. You have 5 seconds left. We're almost done here. Very nice, very nice. We're going to do a butterfly stretch. For the butterfly, we're going to put our feet together, our soles together. We're not just going to go all the way in, like maybe you've done that. We're actually going to keep it out some. Doesn't have to be too extreme on this one. And we're actually going to put our hands behind us and hold this for 2 minutes. Now I do want you to bring your legs towards the ground. Keep your back pretty straight. My chest is up and out. But I also don't want you to become overly tense in your body. Feel a nice stretch on the inner thigh. The inner thighs are connected to all the pelvic floor muscles. That hammock that holds your body up. And you're breathing in as well. Throughout the week, as you're doing this routine and you're repeating it, you can make this a little bit more difficult by pulling your legs in and sit closer towards your body. Got 1 minute left. Remember, there should be some level of uncomfortableness in the stretch. You shouldn't just be sitting here totally relaxed like you're watching TV per se. There's some stretch happening, but you're conscious and aware that you're not tensing the muscles up. that you're not contracting. Got about 25 seconds left. Take a deep breath in, go a little bit lower. You can do it. Very nice. Everything in your pelvic floor, your glutes, it's all relaxed. It's all just sinking into the floor. Your hands are sinking into the floor. Your shoulders aren't tense. Alright. What we're going to do next are the windshield wipers that we did earlier, but from a seated position. So we're just going to stay up here when we do our windshield wipers for 1 minute. And very nice hip opening, really good in between deep stretch type of movements that we like to add in here. On the seated variation, I like to get a little bit more of that rotation on the obliques and the lower back. And my legs aren't really far out, but they're also not too close to my body. Again, this doesn't have to be perfect. It should feel really good. You're still breathing. Let your breath heal you. Okay. Our last exercise today is going to be child's pose. Child's pose, maybe you've done this one before. We're going to start out sitting on our hips. If it's a little too much for you, you can take your towel or your blanket, give you a little bit more support there, a little bit more distance. And also on your child's pose, if you'd like to put a yoga block or a pillow to allow your head to rest on that, that's fine. So what we're going to do is a 2-minute hold in child's pose. Ready? Begin. So I'm just going to put my hands on the ground, stretch them forward, walk them forward. And I'm keeping my knees pretty close together. This isn't the wide version of child's pose. If uncomfortable for your head or your neck, you can put your head on your forehead on the yoga block. Otherwise, I'm just going to let you really enjoy the stretch. Don't have to relax too much. I'm going to let you do some very deep breathing. Release the back, release the shoulders, release the pelvic floor. Breathe in into the pelvic floor. You're doing really good. Keep it going. If you want to walk your arms out a little bit further, that's fine. You find any tension in your body? Very good. And coming up slowly. So that's the end of our routine today. If you'd like to just lie there, lie down on your back, that's a great way to continue on after this. And just allow your body to feel this amazing feeling of relaxation. Don't have to get up right now. Just feel wonderful, feel open, feel balanced, feel released, feel relaxed. And I look forward to seeing you in the next routine. Have an amazing day.
Boating BC presents the Vancouver International Boat Show.
Oh my goodness. Oh, the cramping of it all. Oh. Oh.
This respiratory
4K drone. 4K drone. 4K drone footage. 4K drone. 4K drone. 4K drone footage.
available, our understanding of this condition and treatment options has evolved. In this video, I'm going to discuss what frozen shoulder is, how you diagnose it, expectations for recovery, and exercise and treatment options. What is frozen shoulder? Frozen shoulder is classified into two types. With primary frozen shoulder, the exact cause is unknown, and that is why it is often described as idiopathic. However, it is generally more prevalent in those who are 40 to 65 years old, female, and who previously had frozen shoulder on the opposite side. Secondary frozen shoulder can be associated with diabetes, thyroid disease, stroke, trauma, and various shoulder pathologies. Signs and symptoms related to frozen shoulder are often associated with inflammation, fibrosis, and contracture of the shoulder capsule and surrounding structures. However, a popular study by Coleman and colleagues found that in 5 patients with frozen shoulder, passive shoulder range of motion significantly improved after the administration of general anesthesia. All 5 patients saw a significant increase in shoulder abduction, while 3 demonstrated an increase in external rotation. One patient even saw an increase up to 105 degrees of shoulder abduction and 41 degrees.
Not significant. Data set of size 5. Red alert.
This tells us that frozen
This does
shoulder
not
may
tell
not
us.
be solely as structural as one thought. Now, it still has an inflammation component and will present with capsular thickening and restrictions in adjacent tissues. This is especially true as immobilization progresses. But it's important to understand that muscle guarding and pain are likely major contributors to movement restriction seen in some individuals with frozen shoulder. Diagnosis. Frozen shoulder will present with passive external rotation loss that is greater than 50% of the uninvolved shoulder or less than 30 degrees. This measurement is taken with the shoulder in neutral or arm at the side. Additionally, it will also have deficits in range of motion of greater than 25% in 2 other planes. For example, shoulder flexion and abduction may be limited by 25% compared to the other shoulder. It is worth noting that other conditions can present similarly. X-rays are not necessary, but can help rule in or out other conditions such as severe osteoarthritis or dislocation. Clinical course and expectations. It has been proposed that frozen shoulder progresses through a self-limiting natural history of 3 separate stages. Each stage was named based on symptom presentation and provided a timeline. Freezing was termed the painful phase and lasted 10 to 36 weeks. Frozen was termed the stiffness phase and lasted 4 to 12 months. And thawing was termed the recovery phase and lasted anywhere from 5 to 24 months. However, there are 2 reasons why these might not be the most appropriate to use. The first is that it implies a natural history, meaning you would progress through these different phases over time, ultimately leading to a full recovery without treatment. However, in 2017, Wong and colleagues did a systematic review and found that there was in fact no evidence to support this theory. Furthermore, expectations for a thawing leading to complete recovery without treatment may lead patients to delay or forego treatment.
Yeah, correct.
And second, Hand and colleagues found that some patients reported mild or moderate and severe shoulder symptoms anywhere from 2 to 7 or more years after initial onset of frozen shoulder. This demonstrates how timelines may set a false expectation for the duration of symptoms. One of the most important aspects to understand is that progress and recovery will take time, as this is a slow-moving condition. If someone tells you they received a given treatment and it immediately fixed their frozen shoulder, they likely did not have frozen shoulder. So be very cautious about any claims that provide a quick fix. To be completely transparent, it is very challenging to provide you with a concrete timeline for recovery. But do understand that with time and effort, symptoms will improve and functional limitations will get better. Exercise guidelines. Exercises will be chosen based on your irritability level. High irritability is generally characterized by high levels of pain, consistent night or resting pain, pain occurring before and ranges of shoulder movement, and active shoulder range of motion that is significantly less than passive range of motion, secondary to pain. Moderate irritability is generally characterized by moderate levels of pain, intermittent night or resting pain, pain occurring at end ranges of shoulder movement, and active shoulder range of motion that is similar to passive range of motion. And low irritability is generally characterized by minimal levels of pain, no night or resting pain, pain occurring with overpressures into end ranges of shoulder movement, and active shoulder range of motion that is similar to passive range of motion. For each level, I will provide exercise options for improving shoulder range of motion, specifically for external rotation and flexion, thoracic mobility, since this can further help improve shoulder range of motion and function, and finally shoulder strength to maximize outcomes and address another deficit commonly seen in frozen shoulders. Let's start with exercises for the high irritability level. Since pain is already very high, focus on performing exercises relatively pain-free or in comfort. Supine external rotation using a dowel. Lie on your back and place the involved shoulder at your side, supported on a towel or object for comfort, and your elbow bent to 90 degrees. Holding a stick or dowel, use the non-involved side to move your shoulder in and out of as much external rotation as tolerable. Supine shoulder flexion with a dowel. Lie on your back and hold a dowel or stick with both hands up towards the ceiling. Slowly move your arms overhead as far as tolerable, and then return to the start and repeat. For either of these options, use as much assistance from your uninvolved side as needed, and perform for 2 to 3 sets of 10 to 15 repetitions, 1 to 2 times a day, every day, or within tolerance. For thoracic mobility, here are 2 options, one for thoracic extension and one for rotation. Thoracic extension on a foam roller. Place the foam roller across your thoracic spine or middle back and support your head with your uninvolved side while crossing the involved shoulder over your chest. Extend your spine back as far as comfortable and then return to a flexed position. Repeat this motion of extension and flexion along multiple points of the thoracic spine. For rotation, you will perform a half-kneeling rotation with arms across your chest. Rotate over the up knee, twisting through your middle and upper back.
Oh my God, yeah.
For either of these thoracic mobility exercises, perform for 2 to 3 sets of 10 to 12 repetitions, 1 to 2 times a day, every day, or within tolerance. And finally, 3 options for shoulder strength. If you have high irritability, isometric may be a good starting point, since these will activate the muscles without moving the joint, allow you to self-select your level of intensity, and may even help reduce pain. Internal rotation. Stand in front of a
Get
door
that
frame or
stretch,
another
married lady.
movable object with your upper arm at your side, elbow bent to 90 degrees, and lower arm straight ahead. Press inward without moving your arm, shoulder, or body. For external rotation, the setup would be the same, except now you will press outward against the door frame or object. And finally, for abduction, stand with your involved shoulder next to a wall, elbow bent to 90 degrees, and lower arm straight ahead. Push your arm away from your body into the wall. For these, slowly ramp up to the highest intensity possible without pain and hold for a duration of 20 to 40 seconds. Perform 1 to 3 sets, 1 to 2 times a day, every day, or within tolerance. If you have moderate irritability, keep pain tolerable during exercise, and make sure you do not have an increase in symptoms the next day. Continue the previous exercises, or if tolerated, here are some progressions. Active supine external rotation. Lie on your back with your arms supported at your sides, and actively rotate your arm outward, keeping your elbow bent to 90 degrees. Move in and out of a tolerable end range. As your motion improves, perform the same movement but with your arm further away from your body, working up to 90 degrees of shoulder abduction. Supine shoulder flexion with a weighted dowel. If tolerated, add a weight to the dowel, even as little as 1 pound, and perform the same pullover as previously described. The added weight should help move your shoulder further overhead. For either of these options, perform for 2 to 3 sets of 10 to 15 repetitions, 1 to 2 times a day, every day, or within tolerance. For thoracic extension and rotation, you will either continue with the same variations mentioned previously, or if tolerated, you will manipulate arm placement. For thoracic extension, you will now place both arms behind the head as you move in and out of extension over a foam roller. While for thoracic rotation, you will now keep the arm straight as you rotate, reaching the arm as far back as you can. Perform for 2 to 3 sets of 10 to 12 repetitions, 1 to 2 times a day, every day, or within tolerance. And finally, shoulder strength exercises will progress from isometric to isotonic, or in other words, moving through your full available range of motion against resistance. Banded internal rotation. With the elbow bent to 90 degrees, place a towel under the arm to help maintain a neutral shoulder position. Holding a band, rotate inward towards your stomach, and then slowly control back to the start. Banded external rotation will be set up in a similar position, but you will now rotate outward. Throughout the entire motion, try and keep your elbow bent to 90 degrees. And for shoulder abduction, you will perform a single arm lateral raise with a band. Stand on a band to anchor it, and then raise your arm outward to about shoulder height. 2 suggestions if you find these uncomfortable. First, you can lift the arm in scaption. This is not directly at your side or in front of you, but instead the motion is in between. And second, you can perform a lateral raise, but reduce the range of motion to below shoulder height. For banded shoulder strength exercises, you will perform 2 to 4 sets of 10 to 15 challenging repetitions at a controlled speed every other day. And lastly, for low irritability, follow the same previous pain parameters. You can continue with the previous exercises or progress to these options if tolerated. Weighted supine external rotation. Hold a weight, even as little as 1 pound, and rotate your arm outward. Start with your arm at your side, and as your motion improves, move your arm further away from your body, working up to 90 degrees of shoulder abduction. Weighted single arm pullover. Keep your elbow straight and low back flat to the floor while you pull a weight overhead as far as comfortable. As range of motion improves, you can progress by performing on a bench or elevated surface. Perform these for 2 to 3 sets of 10 to 15 repetitions every other day or as needed. Half kneeling thoracic windmill. Rotate over the up knee, trying to make a big circle with the arm as you rotate through the spine. Throughout the movement, keep your eyes on the moving hand, as this will help maximize thoracic rotation. Perform 2 to 3 sets of 10 to 12 repetitions each side every other day or as needed. And for shoulder strengthening exercises, continue with banded internal and external rotation and progress banded abduction to 120 degrees if tolerance allows. Perform these for 2 to 4 sets of 10 to 15 challenging repetitions at a controlled speed every other day. Other exercises and lifestyle factors. In addition to these exercises, regardless of your level of irritability, walking and participating in other forms of tolerable exercises is highly encouraged. For example, if you can tolerate push-ups, rows, squats, deadlifts, etc., continue to perform those as programmed. As well, properly managing other lifestyle factors such as stress, sleep, and nutrition are really important considerations, since these can all have a profound impact on your symptoms and recovery. Load management and activity modification. Consider manipulating the intensity, volume, and/or frequency of your desired activity so that you are able to make it more tolerable. For example, if you enjoy playing tennis or golf, you may need to reduce how often or how much you play. In some cases, especially with higher levels of irritability, you may even need to temporarily stop activity and reintroduce it later if your irritability improves. But this does not mean stop everything. You may consider substituting it for other forms of activity such as biking, running, resistance training, etc. Other treatment options. The UK frozen shoulder trials found after 12 months, manipulation under anesthesia, articular catheter release, and physiotherapy plus steroid injection all led to superior improvement, but neither of the three were clinically superior. Chalomas and colleagues found intra-articular corticosteroid injections to be helpful in the short term when compared to other non-exercise-based treatments. Additionally, a home exercise program was clinically significant compared to no treatment. A 2019 systematic review compared different pharmacological interventions and found intra-articular corticosteroids to provide clinically meaningful improvements in the short term. A study from Cho et al. Concluded that steroid injections can be helpful for pain management in the short term, but showed no differences between control groups in the long term. Kroll and colleagues did a scoping review on the pathophysiology of frozen shoulder, and their results help explain why intra-articular corticosteroid injections should be used early on in the condition, and why the intensity of physiotherapy should be guided by tissue irritability. And finally, Kelly et al. Found corticosteroid injections led to an immediate significant improvement in shoulder range of motion, implicating pain and muscle guarding as opposed to fibrosis or adhesion as the initial barrier to joint motion. Alright, so I know that was a lot of information, but let me summarize.
The fibrosis
The shoulder
is
will
the
present
key
with shoulder
issue.
pain and a progressive loss of both active and passive shoulder movement, most notably a loss of passive external rotation greater than 50% of the uninvolved shoulder, or less than 30 degrees, and deficits in range of motion of greater than 25% from two other planes. While inflammation, capsular thickening, and restrictions in adjacent tissues play a role in symptoms and presentation, you also need to strongly consider muscle guarding and pain as major contributors to movement deficits. This is why choosing exercises and treatment based on your shoulder's irritability level can be helpful guidelines to follow. When irritability is higher, focus on performing relatively pain-free shoulder and thoracic range of motion exercises and shoulder isometrics. Since pain may limit activity, strongly consider walking more and implementing strategies to reduce stress. In addition, corticosteroid injections may provide short-term benefits since they can help dampen the inflammatory response and reduce pain. As irritability moves from high, moderate to low, progress exercises by adding weight and increasing the range of motion you move through. Keep pain tolerable during exercise, about a 3 out of 10 or less, and make sure you do not have an increase in symptoms the next day. In addition to these options, you may also want to consider other range of motion and strengthening exercises depending on your restrictions, goals, etc. And finally, understand the clinical course of frozen shoulder helps set your risk expectation. Time frame is extremely variable and not quite as predictable. Rather, focus on making objective progress over the period of weeks to months. Can you reach your arm further overhead? Are you able to increase the rest or weight with different exercises? Pain and function will eventually improve, but this process will take time, effort, and consistency. Alright, that is it for today's video. Do us a favor, tap that like button, subscribe, and even turn on notifications. If you have any questions or comments, just drop those down below. Until next time.
That's a lot of stretch. Oh boy. Yes.
What about them factories? No one ever talks about them factories no more. Well, well, well. Welcome to the factory, everybody. Whoop, I'm up here. My eyes are up here, chat. Nice. Do we need this? I don't know. Let's see. Maybe we can do natural light? Yeah, why not the dark side of the face here? Let's go. Let's take a look here at the factory. What do we have? Beautiful coupon generation. Preparing to make the alcladiuminium, where we take copper brought in by train and combine it with a touch of aluminum to get that precious alclad. This just requires one bite-sized factory or two to get those goods moving. Let's see if we can make space for those blueprints right here. Get out of here. So what, I can't use this? Is there a homing rifle? Homing rifle ammo. Rifle. How do I switch weapons, right? How do you change ammo? Hold R. Hold reload. Gee whiz. Are you kidding? That's awesome. Is it the same for the nobelisks? Yeah, it's just nobelisks. What a non-intuitive interface, eh? Not sure anyone's getting that. Perfect. Couple blueprints. Do. We really need to fix the hotkeys on this stuff. Or can we change scroll speed or something? I don't know. Hard to say. This factory will be... Let's just check our plans for alclad. Survey says 1 refinery, 4 assemblers. So we'll do 4 refineries underclocked and 4 assemblers. Well, as many assemblers as we can squeeze. Yeah. We'll load a 5x5 blueprint. You know, steel might be a good example of a factory, right? No, never mind me. Refineries all the way, with the inputs facing towards the front of the blueprint maker, where the console is. Inputs. And enough space for outputs. We're going to put 4 of these side by side. 1, 2, 3, 4. Nice. Each of these accepts copper at a total rate of 16 per minute. Holy heavens. Let's just throw a few logistics onto this. Oh, shoot. Maybe I'll make the 7, 8, 9. Six. And, 6, 5, 4. And, 3. Whoa! Conveyor belt Mark 5! Oh! 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 No! Oh! Oh! What the crap? What the crap? I guess we're just not going to use Mark 1 anymore. Let's just go 2, 3, 4. We're just running out of interface, my friends. Our hotkeys are broken. Ah! If I could rotate, if I could scroll between the different belts, like this, for example. Look, I can rotate it. But where's the... And why is J enter, for goodness sake, here? Options, key bindings. Where's J? J does not need to be chat. Chat can be A. It's this rotate thing. Rotate the hologram left and right. And nudging, right? Cycle. Let's try scroll up. Yes! Rotate hologram left. Scroll down. Yup. Okay. It used to be E and stuff as well. T to appear. R used to be type. It's reversed. Rotation still rotates. But what changes the degree? It used to be R, but we remapped R to something. I just think. It used to be R. Let's think. Can I look up default key bindings? Here we go. R. Weapon reload. Ammo wheel. Change build mode. Oh, sheesh. It's been bound this whole time. So what about this? Change build mode. No, it's not change build mode. So what's change build mode now? Apostrophe. Yep. Yeah, straight or not straight. This is the search. We could use spacebar for that. We're not using spacebar at all. Options. There we go. Key bindings. For the search, quick search, spacebar. Oh, and in the build menu, focus search box. Okay, maybe that's a good thing. I've never used that. There we go. Okay. And then semicolon and tilde. Yo, GD Ballistic, welcome to the chat. Yo, sorry if I was missing your messages there. I'm so hyper-focused. Yeah, spacebar's jump, but I've remapped everything because I'm doing left-handed controls, and I'm using the left-handed mouse. Whoa, whoa, whoa. No, it's toxic, dude. So toxic. Good morning, though. What used to be R? Yeah, R is cycle through modes. R is also, let me just see here. It's a bunch of crap, thanks to the wiki, man. Bless these wikis, right? Like, I don't know where I'd be without this crap. Weapon reload, ammo wheel, change build mode. You want to... Yikes, okay. Hopefully everything's okay. Yeah, what's going on? Dramatic Fridays. Possibly dramatic Saturdays if you're in Australia. Oh no, that's what you get for it. No, and how dare you for fantasizing about a project, right? No, what did you make the mistake of doing? I mean, I'm sure you're not done. Blue crater. Hold on a sec. Let me pull up a map. I think I do. The big one in the... It's really far east. Is that the one? Yeah. Okay. There's so many craters. So many craters. What did you do with it, though? I saw people post on Reddit about shit they're doing on the crater. People are obsessed with it. Not this one, right? This one? That is the one. Somewhere around here. Oh my god, there's so many craters. Yeah, what mistakes are you making at the crater? I'm sure you're gonna live to regret it. Oh, the one down? Here, hold on. The bigger one. This one down here. You gotta have water, right? You gotta have water. Yeah, you gotta have water. Okay, you're on the edge of the frigging earth. Okay, what's the plan here? I got penalized for playing here because I kept falling off the edge, dude. You'll live to regret this. Mark my words. Alright, reveal the mistakes. What are we doing there? Come on now. Out with it. You can't cuck us out like this. It's good to have a project. Like, I think that's why we're here. It's fun to see your project too. Yeah. Hold on. Are you crapping? Yeah, let me see here. Let me just see. Show me all the are you including all of the resource wells as well? No, there are none in that area, right? Let me just see. No, there aren't any resource wells nearby there. Good, yeah. Okay, good. That's so much oil, though. Isn't that like 1, 2... It's 3 pure, plus 2 normals, which makes up a 4th pure, and then an impure one. So it's basically like 4 pure. It's another big oil. What are you doing with the oil? Oh, man, what are we doing with that oil? Ah? Ah? We need those plastics. Look, yeah, it's as big as this northern deposit. That's the same thing. It's 4 whole oil. They're huge. I mean, yeah, valuable. Valuable. You're going to skyrocket your way to the next part of the game. I limped through on plastic, as you know. Like, I mean, you're so busy building crap all the time, and there's such a critical labor shortage. There's no choice. Damn, dude. Godspeed, yeah. What are you doing with all that oil? Or is it just for the pleasure of it all? You like it slippery. Shit. Okay, let's see here. What mistakes am I friggin' making? Let me pull up my map. I gotta be more transparent. I'm just looking at the... This is not my map. Let's see here. Don't need that player info. Don't need that player info. Let me see. Wow, this map got really out of hand, eh? Holy crap. Look, we went across the whole dang thing. Turn off that oil. I am not upset. I mean, I'm guilty, dude. I just cracked open oil in the middle of the map. I just didn't do the distance yet. Have you finished all the other resource nodes then? The other oil? Let's see here. Yeah, I exploited oil in the middle. So I could get petroleum coke so that I could make aluminum. With the aluminum electrode recipe, the good one. But yikes, yeah, and my amount of hypertube is getting out of control here. I did build a hypertube launcher yesterday, you'd be proud. But it sucks, my keybinds are broken, so I was having a hard time positioning the tube. I think I fixed the keybinds, so we should try to build one. Probably gonna build one today. This is how we do it. Yeah, let's just finish up the alclad though, like seriously, we desp. We like so desp. Where my to-do list at? Oh, factory map doesn't get to-do list. Yeah, fair enough. Wow. So, we got the copper. Where is the power? I feel sick. Oh yeah, here we are. Yeah, we're just drafting this factory up super quick. We'll be able to throw it. Oh man, we got Mark 5 belts though. Which phase are you? Which phase are you avoiding right now? Did you get through phase 3? Okay, each of these machines needs copper. Default. How come I can't switch to... Oh yeah, okay. Yes, that makes sense. I guess that didn't change the binding. We'll bring goods in through the front. Hopefully this makes it obvious. This is such a slow trickle of goods. Great. Keep the oil flowing, that's the plan. Everybody needs that oil flowing, that's the plan. The oil that's a flowing plan. One of the greatest songs of the late 1970s, or 80s, possibly. Kind of a easy listening tune. Okay, in addition to the copper ore, we'll also pump in some water, as this is going to be pure copper ingots. We also scale this recipe back to 25% of its clock speed, because we built 4 of these refineries. We only need 1 refinery for this plan. It's this plan, hold on. It's this plan. We only need water. It's like 16 copper per minute. It's so little. It's amazing. But you only need 1 refinery for 4 assemblers, to feed 4 assemblers. So holding that in mind, I decided just to add, I had extra space on the blueprint, so add 4 refineries, add 3 refineries, make it 4 refineries, split their production into 4, and that saves you a ton of energy on basically the most expensive part of this process. The refineries are 30 megawatts, and when you cut refineries, they use exponentially, like all buildings, they use exponentially less power. It's not like a little bit less power, it's not like they use a proportionate less amount of power. When I looked it up, it turned out to be exponential. It honors the same relationship that boosting the power or boosting the clock speed would have. If you increase the clock speed to 200%, you pay exponentially more energy, like way more energy, for a little bit more production. And so it goes the same way at the other end of the curve. You spend way less energy. So I'm exploiting that fact. I copied the settings. And at 25%, does it tell us the energy reading on that? No, it still says 30 megawatts. Keep that in mind. 30 megawatts. We'll compare that 30 megawatts once we actually build an instance of this. Here, let's try to pop it out real quick. Paste the settings across all 4 of these. Paste. We have the incoming ore. Now let's bring in some water. Easy enough to bring that right here. And we'll split the water here. Water to each of the 4 refineries. Nice. Great work. And from the back of those refineries, that's where all those ingots are going to flow. Let's just bring those right back to the back corner. That's where they belong. A great strategy here is to drop your mergers first. Makes it real easy to line up those builds. And since there's only a finite number of machines, it's a real obvious solution. Okay, and the goods flow to the right. And the goods flow to the right. There we go. And now the goods flow backwards. bang. Alrighty. The flow here is going to be 40 copper ingots per minute. Yeah, sure. Mark III belts is totally overkill, but they're quick, easy, cheap. I got a lot of the resources. Use whatever belt you like. It's your world. Happy little belts. When you've been through a lot in your life and you can feel the energy it takes just to think about what's good or what's bad, that's now the cost. That's what is a bad time, is thinking about that. Just grab yourself a little pillar here. We'll make a second floor. Switch into... Oh. Getting used to these new keybinds. Switch into your zoops. And just give enough space to get over top of these refineries. Add the foundation right at the top. Should fit squarely in the middle. That should be zooping as well. And you can tell if you got in the middle because you should get 5 in each direction. There we go. We did. Perfect. Perfect. Just like Bob Ross. Perfect every damn time somehow. You do something 1,000 times. You get good at it, you know. You get good. You get good. Assemblers. We were slated to build 4 assemblers, so the more the merrier here. We can upclock our 4 refineries, obviously, so literally the more you can fit, it's the more we're going to do. 1. Oh, sheesh. Let's get that snap mode. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, 4 is the magic number. Good news. That's all you're going to get. Alright, you get that lift. Bring the copper ingots up. Get your splitters in place. 1 splitter here. 1 splitter here. And 1 splitter here. Copper here. Copper there. Copper here. Copper there. Copper here. Copper there. Great. And the second ingredient here are the incoming aluminum ingots. Those will come in through the front of the machine. 1 more input here. So copper, the first input, and then aluminum, the second input. We'll throw that up on a lift. And we'll just flip that direction. Oh no, that's flipped, eh? There we go. All that aluminum. The flow rate here is 120 a minute, so it matters that this is Mark III. Or no, I guess it could be Mark II. No, it could be Mark II, absolutely. Yeah, why not? No harm in that whatsoever. Okay, let's do the same thing here with our splitters. Bringing in that fresh flow of resources from the front of the blueprint designer here. 1, 2. There we go. There we go. Aluminum here. That's my aluminum. A bit of aluminum there. Just a touch of aluminum. Squeeze of aluminum here. Oh boy. Get your power lines. 1, 2, 3. And run that power line to the front. And make that a central connection. There we go. And the outputs, once we configure these machines as well. Get these assemblers churning away on alclad aluminum sheets. There is no recipe finer than your basic alclad aluminum sheet. That is to say, the alternate is not better. By much. Not enough to justify using it, okay. Nor enough to justify finding it, I would say. Alright, let's get you the factory view here. Okay, but collect all these outputs. Get that straight mode on the belt. You know what, we'll use our mergers. Get that merger. It's okay for there to be a bit of overlap. It's good even. We like a little bit of overlap to save the resources on that factory construction. There we go. And 2 refineries into this. A splitter into that. Merger into merger. There we go. 4 outputs merged. We got power. And we'll just get that recipe in there. Alclad aluminum sheets. Good, we got all 4. Great. I think we're ready to run it. Give it a test. Can confirm we got the 4 inputs. Got the 4 outputs. We got 25% configuration across all machines and full power connection. Yeah, ready to roll. Ready to roll. It's a water requiring factory here. So let's input the specifications of the blueprint right into the blueprint description. I like to use BSF for bite-size factory. And this bite-size factory is alclad. Oh, what are they called? Alclad plates? Sheets? Alclad sheets. The inputs here are 16 copper per minute, 11 water per minute, 120 aluminum per minute. Sheesh. It's all aluminum, in case you didn't know. And that nets you a solid 120 alclad per sheets per minute. I like to select the alclad icon. It's weird they called it alclad. What's the story there, you know? I like that color for the factory. Ready to go. Save the blueprint. Great. And now knowing the input and output structure. Oh, did we get the outputs? Oh, sheesh, we didn't pipe the outputs out. Hold on to your phones. And since the output's 120 here, we got to be quite mindful of the like, yeah, we got Mark IV flowing in, right? We got Mark III. That works as well. Yeah, 120. Yeah, we can use Mark III. Perfect. And Mark III flowing out. Get that vertical conveyor belt. And I like having my outputs kind of fly in the sky just a touch, so you can see them from a distance. They stand out as they come down the factory line. Perfect. Alright, let's save that. Yep, save right over that. And next we'll throw down a little blueprint for the spine that supports those bite-sized factory cells. This has 2 solid inputs, the copper and the aluminum. It's got 1 liquid input, and it's only got 1 solid output. That's pretty common. Let's load a blueprint that's similar. Rotors takes 2 solids and a liquid, and gives you a solid. There we go. We'll take the rotor spine then. Nice. We could upgrade this to use Mark V belts on the spine. I think that's a good idea. I think that's a good idea. Boom, boom, boom. Look, we pay for this. We pay for these. Sick. Now we've inherited the benefit of all those other configurations as well. These smart splitters have a center output of only overflow. Perfect. And we've got 1 input or 1 output merging back. Well, let's save this factory, but not as a rotor. This is the alclad sheet spine. Choose an icon for that. The alclad sheet. And let's call it. Save. Nice. Wow, this recipe uses 2 AI limiters Just the most diverse materials, eh? It's just basic bitches here. Iron plate and concrete. 3-wire. 3-wire! How exactly are we doing 3-wire? Would you say? 9 rods to build this factory. Like, how is this factory so... Oh, it's not a factory, I see. It's just the spine. Yeah, okay. I'm back, Chad. Back to Earth. Loosely. Alright, now that we've got the spine print, let's combine the two and make a beautiful factory. We'll have to pump a little extra water in here, no problem. I mean, we have a lot of extra water. I can just borrow from aluminum in the time being if we like. Okay, and this is our platform for the factory. I don't see anything wrong with this direction. We'll just drop the spine right away. Alclad sheet spine. Make sure you're in blueprint mode. Yeah, nice. And I just keep the white arrow pointing towards me for consistency. I'm only going to drop one instance of the factory here, and then we'll see if it all works. Yeah, why not? This isn't too cramped. White arrow pointing towards us. Sure. There we go. Okay, let's connect some power. All right. Copper. Let's update some of our little belts here. I know it's now that we've got Mark V, I think it's my duty to crack this open and to use Mark V consistently. No, we're not quite there. We need 69 alclad. Let's just stick with Mark IV for the time being. Relax. Relax. That's too bad because copper is going to get brought up on a prayer here. The copper train brings raw copper ore into this zone. We pipe it out. I'll take a merger on these two belts. You can see that we're going to be targeting the entry zone up here. So we'll just bring the copper belts down. Conveyor belt's too steep. Yeah, I don't need to have this as a... There we go. Boy, I don't need animals in the way for this. Thank you, though. That's one. And here's the other. Get that output. Get that output, sis. Chad, I'm getting real hungry for bacon and a salad right now. I'm going to drop a merger to bring these two together. In the future, we'll run other belts or possibly other movement mechanisms, probably establishing separate factories as these belts go to Mark V. Okay, we'll merge these inputs. I notice that goods are not flowing, my lord. Pray tell what happened. Someone's docking, my lordship. What's going on in the docking process here? Feels a little long. It waits for 150, but let's just say that it waits for 30. Yeah, let's just wait for 30. Oh, excuse me, Chad. Whoa. Sinuses, let's go. Processing all 2550 oil per minute, man, that's wild. That's so much oil. I mean, maybe I'm processing that, but I'm not. I don't think so. I'm desperate. I clawed fuel out, just barely. it's just not going through its schedule right now. So I'm going to save the changes, but I'm also going to cancel the docking and let this thing finish its own. Yeah, let's get out of there. And just ensure that these pieces are they're exiting their materials. Yeah, unloading their materials. I think that's a big part. Bring that copper back. Great. Now that we've merged the two copper outputs from the train, we'll take a Mark IV lift since it's the biggest one we can afford right now. Looks like we're going to have to raise it twice. That's okay. And just direct its input towards the spine. Again, we'll use Mark IV as the biggest input we can. And aluminum sheets are the last piece we need here, so just come on back. There we go. Aluminum. And now we can wire the factory. Mark III belts do the job here as well, though that's not strictly necessary to incorporate. Once you've got nice belts, it's nice not to overthink it. This first input let's see here. The slow input is all of the copper. That's going to come off of the new line here. And upstairs gets the aluminum. Then we pull out the outputs. Come on, train. There we go. There we go. Let's unload. Let's unload. Are we unloading? It's beautiful. Oh my god, it's flowing. It's flowing! So let's just watch the maggage happen. Okay, we need to bring water in here as well. Stiddly bop, skibbity bop, scop, doobity bop, scribbity bop. Slam a doo bop. Water hijinks. Water hijinks, it's Donkey Kong 2. Sorry. Alright, and with water flowing, it's not flowing, but it could be. It is now. We should have all four of these cylinders firing. Copper ore. There we go. 1, 2. Can I get 2 more green lights here, please? 1, 2, 3. 3 green lights? Are there simply 3 green lights? 4 green lights. Fantastic. Now just take a look at how slow and beautiful that is. How painfully slow that is. 4.8 megawatts, by the way. So we're doing 4.8 megawatts times 4 machines. That's 19.2 megawatts instead of 30 megawatts times 4, which is 120. So we are doing a tenth of the power usage on this factory because of the splitting on that reduction of energy. That's crazy. That's crazy. Yeah, chat, I don't know what to say, but underclock your factories. Yeah, it's the new cool. Underclocking the factories. How much are the assemblers using? Like, I ran those at 100%. It feels expensive now. 15 megawatts per assembler! Ah! Well, that's the... I mean, they're meant to be running full time. Oh boy, these really do take forever to get the copper out. But when they do, right, it's going to be a copper storm. Am I right? Copper storm. It's happening. It's happening everywhere. It's happening all across town. You get tons of copper. They're all firing, yeah. We'll see how long that lasts. It's meant to last a little while. And these will fill up. Wow, beautiful. And am I wrong? It's working flawlessly. 0 errors. All machines firing. Let's look for outputs. Yeah, outputs on all belts. Fantastic. Fantastic. Beautiful bite-sized factory here. Which lets us print another one. Let's just drop another bite-sized factory for alclad. That single factory has an output of 120 sheets, and it takes an input of 120 aluminum. So we don't produce enough aluminum to use even one of these factories, for real. Which is why it feels so good to build a second one. Why build one when you can build 2 for twice the price? Contact, one of my favorite movies. Get into that. This input is the aluminum. This input is the copper. Look how easy it is to double our entire production here. This input's the copper. This is the output. Zing zang zong. And here is the water we ordered. You ordered a water, sir? You'd like to connect everything by power with a single click? Yes, there you go. Is that everything? Yes, literally that whole machine is done. So there, we doubled our production on alclad, and I'm proud to say that a storage container has been established, and considerations are underway for a dimensional depot. Actually, that plan has gone through entirely, and the dimensional depot's up, and one day it'll even be fed. It's actually being fed for alclad, 100%, to the moon. Good, let's go get some upgrades. Let's absolutely get some upgrades. Nice, yeah, theoretically this machine's going to start pooling out as well. Yeah, well, it takes forever to get copper out, as you know. The refractory period on these machines is crazy. Yeah, they use 1/10 the energy to refine ore. That's nuts. That's a game. I can see how we're meant to scale the factory efficiently. At least a factor of 10. If you do a factor of 10 improvement, you don't have to bust your butt for the last 9%, you know. But a factor of 10 is ballin'. A factor of 2 even. Factor of 2 is convincing for me. If you can double my output on something, I'm listening. If it's easy, I'm listening. Sold! Oh man, let's just watch this happen, yeah, when all the copper sprays out the first time. How close are they? They're spraying. They're spraying. They're simply all spraying right in simultaneity. And there it goes. Yeah, there it goes. Nice, and then we get all of the copper flowing. Copper flowing. Alclad flowing. Yes, alclad flowing. Coming into this merger from both directions, fantastic. We won't vent the output of alclad, necessarily. I mean, we can stop venting aluminum if we're venting alclad, right? I don't think we are venting it, though. Let's just relax. Just relax, everybody. It's time to go home. Conduct the research we were meant to do. What the heck? It's just not a... Excuse me. Why are these hypertubes always broken? They're always the virgin model every time. It's always the first time any tube has ever been taken. I presume this goes home. I know it goes to oil, like, eventually. We're way out there. Like, it's gonna take us back, though. Enjoy the ride. Our next research target here is the control system development. We've already paid in all the aluminum casing, most of the computers. What's left is, you guessed it, it's alclad. Guess who has alclad now? It's me. Yeah, it's me. I don't know if you were going to guess me or not, but it is me. A beautiful voyage. Possibly the maiden voyage. No, kind of familiar? Feels like we built this last time we wrote it. Giant horrible spiders, that's fun. Yeah, get me out of there. Oh, I wonder if they'll follow us forever. Across the map. Into a different biome. Escape. We are flying. I mean, we're not actually flying, but we're going real fast. Okay, we're slowing down. We're slowing down. Way down. We're going quite slow, actually. It's significantly slower than walking. Yes, enjoy that horrible whistling, Chad. You know you love it. I can't get the microphone to pick up my good whistling, you know. Just the bad whistling. It's weird, right? It's like I have to be staccato to get the noise suppression algorithm to turn on. Or to turn off, I should say. But when I do my soft, beautiful whistles, you know, like... There, it kind of didn't cut me off there. Alright, welcome to the Research Center, sir. You'll be enjoying the pleasure of plastics, computers, and alclad aluminum... Oh, I said alclad aluminum sheets, nice. 200, please. Ready for launch.
Milestone reached. Several parts more efficient and powerful than the human brain can now be made
Easy.
to compensate for many deficiencies otherwise encountered in future development
Expected.
efforts. The blender enables you to mix and/or combine parts and fluids for more complex recipes. Most importantly, project part number 6, the assembly director system, should be produced and delivered to the space elevator as soon as possible.
What sumptuous nuggets in Tier 8 await us? Drones and drone parts, simply for the cost of radio control units. Nuclear power. The end of all power. The advanced aluminum production, which gives you the resource well pressurizer. That's where we got cucked. We weren't even allowed to build fused modular frame up to this point. Yeah, amazing. You have to finish Tier 8 even to see this thing. Cooling system and heat sinks, we're desperate for these. Particle enrichment comes at the end here. And leading edge production gets us Miner Mark III. Yeah, but we'll need and turbo motors, nightmare engines. Miscellanea terrible things. Oh, these sore legs. Oh, confirmed sore. Oh. So, uranium's scannable as well. Supercomputers. Otherwise solved. Supercomputers, otherwise solved. Nuclear power. I'm guessing supercomputers is bad, yeah. I remember it's electromagnetic control rods, etc. I could see us using aeronautical engineering to finish this game faster. I know it's not more resource efficient because you end up burning resources to move them. That's not ideal. You try to stick with trains at worst since they only consume power. Belts ideally if you could. Yeah, the advanced aluminum production, we're getting into the resource well pressurizer. That's valuable to me. Leading edge production, particle enrichment, yeah. We're not far off of Phase 9. It'll be good to get into Phase 9. We finished Tier 7 altogether. Are we going to do supercomputer first, or are we going to finish off radio control unit? Oh yeah, radio control unit, clearly. And then probably advanced aluminum production. Yeah, I love that. Pod will return in 11 minutes. That is forever now. Okay. Okay, let's join me, chat. Join me in the kitchen for just a moment here. Join me while I bring you on board with a little bacon snack that I'm gonna have. And let's actually clean up our to-do list here. We did great. I love to keep that up to date. Alclad factory to aluminum, all done. Which brings us to the next goal. Oop, shoot. Getting those radio control units. And why for? It's for Tier 8 research. And it's for drones, for goodness sake. It's for drones. Alright. Oh, goodness.
like it. Yeah, that bacon rolling. Oh, let's see here. Welcome to the kitchen chat. Let's just put the burner on. We're going to take some pre-cooked bacon, slice it up fine, and then make a little crispy lardon, little piece for the top of the salad. Nice. Okay. Okay. Thoroughly wash your hands. Great work. And this is going to be relatively easy. We'll just take some bacon I already have cooked here. Just some nice strips of bacon. Big ones. Cook that bacon at low temperature. That was kind of quite intentional. 270 degrees Fahrenheit, which I guess is, I don't know what is Celsius, 100 and something. I don't know. Why do Canadians cook in Fahrenheit, even though we use metric system for everything else? Almost everything else. There's some other confusions. Canadians did not figure it out. We got it going on, but we didn't figure it out, you know? You can't have it all. You can't have it all. And it doesn't matter if you slice this down a long way or not. I do. I like these little crispy pieces. But any size you like, the size of bacon you like to have in your mouth, that's the right size of cut. Alright, let's grab a frying pan here. Put this on a really hot burner. Just as hot as you can get it. The reason I want the burner so hot is so that the bacon sears and crisps on the outside, but it doesn't render fat. I don't want to cook the bacon, I just want it to be crisp on the outside. So the hotter the pan gets, the better. And we'll just take these beautiful little bacon pieces and we'll put them right into the pan. We can dress the salad now with a little bit of dressing. Get yourself a big bowl. A big bowl will be there. I like to eat a lot of salad, so I'm going to have a nice big bowl of salad. And just pull out as much as you want to eat. I could grab a couple of vegetables, but honestly, this stuff's basically cooked. I'm going to eat it all. I'm a regular salad chat. And if I don't eat enough, I end up eating bad foods or eat out. And that makes me feel bad too when I Don't get the nutrition I need. I get tired. You know, eating good makes you feel good, blah, 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 blah. Yada, 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 you know. Okay, the bacon is melting now. I'm just going to throw the bacon pieces in right away. Nice. And I only did a very short time there. You're basically stir-frying the bacon is what's happening. Here, I'll give it a show. Basically stir-frying the bacon. It's so hot. Wow. So you'll see that it starts sizzling on the outside way before any fat's blended. Okay, let's just flip it off. That's perfect. And if you've got paper towel there, throw it on some paper towel. I'm just going to crank it up into the top of the pan. So the fat drips down. Turn off your super hot burner there. Don't need that right now. Nice. We're just going to throw a little bit of that dressing right on the salad. And I like to dress with tongs, but if you've already got that stir stick, you can use the stir stick too. I just find I get a really good combine with the tongs. Now's a good time if you like cheese in your salad. I throw in some cheese. I'm putting in just some dried Parmesan, but you can put whatever you like. Cheddar is great, or Havarti, Jack. I'm not crazy about mozzarella in salad, but if you've got really small, fine pieces, it just kind of makes me gag because the texture's not right. It's too soft. But drier cheeses, Vermont cheddars, and sharp cheddars, those are the dream boats. Parmesan's so good too. It's got a sharpness to it you love. And then just take the bacon and toss the bacon right on top of the salad. And the dish. Nice. That's the dish. These crispy bacon pieces on a quick Parmesan salad. I've seen too much chat. You know how I eat. So, a lot quick and easy. Oh, delicious. And here we go with our big, beautiful salad. Love that.
We love it. We love it very much. Thanks for staying patient there while I got that salad. I think maybe we bring the desk up a few inches here and get into a chair. I'm tired of kneeling here. I'm so tired of kneeling. Oh, I need a fork here. Okay. Okay, hold on. I'll be right back. I need a fork here. Okay, well, I almost forgot the avocados here. Let's add avocados on top, right? We need those avocados on top.
Hold on.
We need those avocados on top.
So what am I gonna do? It's just a quick chop and go. No one gets hurt. Grab your avocado. No need to wash that. We're just going to grab the stuff inside of it. I twist here, pull it apart, take my knife, whack into the pit. And then you can use the knife to make fine incisions. You can just slice along the avocado's dimension. And you'll get some beautiful little slices. Come back and scoop it. Don't put any pressure on it. Just let the knife guide through. If the avocado's tough, it's not ready to do this. You're going to just have to scoop it out and use a knife to cut on a cutting board. But if your avocado is ripe enough, it'll be soft. And a knife will just glide through without cutting through. The skin should be resilient. So just grab a little spoon here. Try to insert the spoon at the edge of the avocado, best of your ability. However you can, really. I try to avoid the pit a little bit, but just scooping all around the edge. And by doing that, I end up kind of with the whole avocado. Just in there. And I just put that right in the salad. That's good. Same thing with the other side. You can avoid the pit even right from the start, just by avoiding it with the cut, the initial cut. Scoop all around the edge. Oops. That's for me. And then you got the whole avocado there. Put that in your salad. Bing, bang, bong. I'm ready to eat that. Faux show. And for people who are complaining that I didn't salt the avocados here, start by commenting how much salt is in this salad. The avocados want you to eat it with the salad. So the palate makes sense. And that's what draws the ingredients together to create your unique profile. This is the difference. When you taste the individual ingredients in the dish, they wouldn't be good on their own. You wouldn't want that. They get more contrast and dynamic value when they differ greatly, and they complement. So the greater the difference and the more rich the complement, the better. That's what you want.
All right, thanks for that diversion, chat. We will now enjoy a full salad with Parmesan and avocado and bacon on mixed greens. Mmm. Mmm. Hmm. Yeah, we hungry here. So we somehow found ourselves into needing radio control units. How did we fall so low? You know? How did we fall so low? Let's just look at the recipes, right? Let's not get hurt. Let's just evaluate. What time of day is it? It's like 1:30 p.m. Yeah, just relax. Just relax. No one gets hurt here. Casual. Just exploring. No problems to solve. Yep. Just wondering which ones there would be. It's my most gentle way to engage in the problem-solving process. Alright. We did alclad. Don't worry about this. I won't bring that back. My favorite tool is satisfactorytools.com for planning. The interactive map website, also excellent. Separate website, I know, but the two websites have different strengths, I think. Even though they both have a planning tool. This planning tool is superior. Oh, that bacon, yeah, and the crispy outside, that's what makes it. Oh. Dang. Chad, I don't know if if you've come on page with some of our bigger philosophies here. Before we engage in designing this bite-sized factory, maybe we should just briefly remind ourselves of the things that make or break us. Okay, I'll just go through the list, and whatever it is I don't remember, I'll just remind myself. I want to win, yeah, clearly. Labor shortage, I feel it constantly. Automate intermediates first. We're doing that. That's why we're looking at this factory. Minimize the movement of raw resources. Got it. Evaluate total flow requirements. I don't know about that. Yeah, I do that. I look at the size of belts all the time. Add factories to meet demands. Okay, we haven't had to do this yet. We optimize on power use. Path of least resistance. Yeah, that's why I used 4 refineries instead of 1, because it cost me 1/10 the power. So I'll say it. There's another corollary here. It's like many buildings makes light work. Yeah, what do you think about this principle, chat? Many buildings makes light work. Power usage decreases exponentially with number of buildings. Decreases. It decreases, chat. So the corollary is build more buildings. That's a corollary of optimizing on power usage, which is a corollary of the labor shortage. It's interesting to see the components of the logic we're deducing. It's a corollary of power optimization. And it's free. It's resource free to add many buildings. So you do design powers that are resource light. I regret building all those stupid assemblers at full power. I'm glad we figured this out early as well. Really good. Really good. The salad is so good. You know. Is it appetizing on camera? Kind of. Look, that avocado tumbling about. Beautiful crisp greens and bacon. I can see what's happening. They don't have a clue. Avocado and bacon, parmesan. We're riding hypertubes. Yabamba way. Okay, that started with Little Mermaid and ended with the Lion King confusion. I'm ready for a rematch. Suppose that we were casually building... Okay, yeah, sorry, I was going through the list. We don't cover water willy-nilly for nothing. We minimize solving flow problems. Yeah, we try not to solve that. We're good at number 10. There's no need to rush the inputs if warehousing the outputs. I agree. This only applies to non-winning goal intermediates. Intermediates that you can partially automate because you only need them one time in a chunk. You know. The chillest intermediates, as we call them. The chillest intermediates. Use as few inputs into our bite-sized factories as possible, which minimizes hookup time. Yeah, that's a good point. Okay, I made this point earlier. Time is only worth doubling. Justifying an additional layer of complexity requires an efficiency increase of at least 50 to 100% for us to get interested, basically. Goods can travel distance based on complexity. Okay, I wish I still had those notes. Yeah, in other words, more complex goods represent larger volume of value. Yep. Compressing flow by 4 times justifies a factory. That's an interesting idea. this needs a little bit of explanation, but I remember why we said this. We're referring to the flow in the belts on the input of a bite-sized factory spine. So a compression factor of 4 times would be like this spine requires 800, but now it's a compression of 4. The spine now only requires 200 if I provide a second auxiliary factory, I can't spell, auxiliary factory, whatever. It takes the load off high throughput goods into a bite-sized factory spine. That's a little complicated to understand if you don't know our philosophy of bite-sized factories. I'll grab a quick diagram here to show you. It's not that complicated to understand. It's just complicated to understand without a diagram. But just imagine that this is our philosophy here, that we create factories that are bite size effectively. The principle is that they're scalable, they're simple, they have little connections, and they're made up of 2 primary components, neither of which are labeled on this diagram, but just watch these labels go down. The first component is, we design these 2 components every time we design a factory, but the first component is the spine that goes up and down, and the second component are the cells of the bite-sized factory. So the spine is the up and down component, and the cells, these are the pieces that fall off the edges. And so when I'm talking about the flow, what I'm referring to here is the flow through the spine. And so in essence, this principle says that if you have a compression of 4, you can justify, like if there's a factory out there where you can add another factory and it will impact the goods coming into this spine. Like for example, if your bite-sized factory was originally taking aluminum, but that was going to take maybe 800 or 900 aluminum on the belt, let's say you could compress it down to 200, as I mentioned, by providing a good that's made from aluminum. Like if the bite-sized factories are biting off more than they can chew, then maybe we should say it that way. Let's call this the bite off more than you can chew factory. You can chew principle, excuse me, the principle. The don't bite off more than you can chew principle. The factor is estimated here, but what I'm arguing is that a factor of 4 is totally reasonable, in my opinion. There. How about that, chat? The don't bite off more than you can chew principle. Very good. And many buildings make lightward principle. Good call. Alright, with all that in mind, I hope you're all ready to start planning a factory. Get your calculators ready. It's going to be a rough time. It's not going to be a rough time. We love this. Oh, yeah, welcome. Sorry, GD Ballistic. I'm just seeing your messages now. It's a bit too late for you with the don't bite off more than you can chew. I can confirm that is the case. That is right. You have what we refer to as jump the shark of your factory. There's no coming back. You didn't see it coming and now there's no way to turn around. You're up shit creek without a paddle. Yeah, the oil production. Yeah. Good luck. How far did you come? Did you make progress? Are we making progress? We must ensure the engineers are making satisfactory progress. Did you get it all? All the oil? No, you have food. Good. Okay, good. I am the voice that praises the satisfactory engineer who goes to make the sandwich. Do you know that my best work is done like... this is very revealing. My best work is like done in the bathroom, in the hallway. I heard a story, I think it's published even, but that Niels Bohr, when he was developing the model of the atom, the Bohr model, it literally came, he says that it came to him as he was getting onto a bus. Oh, you had a lasagna! Ah, man! Well done. Yeah, lasagna's gonna keep you going. Yeah, I'm doing salad. I'm doing it's bacon. I mean, I'm calling it salad, but I'm eating bacon in a bowl. And if people think this is health conscious, good for you. I'm eating bacon in a bowl. There's cheese on it. Lasagna. I can't pronounce lasagna. I'm from the woods of Canada. No, actually, I grew up kind of close to New York. Not that close, but more on the East Coast side. There's a lot of strong accents over there. Boston. I lived pretty close to Boston in America. I mean, I lived in Canada, but where I was from, people made fun of the Boston accent commonly, as though it was a trope for your everyday American, which could not be farther from the truth. Bostonians are absolutely their own creatures in every sense. That is both a compliment and it is not a compliment. Yeah, shots fired, Boston. Shots fired. No, I'm not being specific. Boston's got great pizza. Boston's got great pizza. Boston's got good clubs. They've got fun-loving people. Terrible weather. Yep. Okay, I promised we were gonna... I said get your pens, get your paper. I promised we're gonna plan this. I know I'm just eating salad all the time, but we are doing this. Anyway, if you didn't know what I was talking about with the bite-sized factory principle, that's what I meant the whole time. And feel free to ask in chat about it. I should add some kind of... I should put some kind of, like, thing in chat where you can ask what that means. But, let's use our production planner at satisfactorytools.com. Let's just right away choose... Oh, you worked out the logistics. Nice work. Nice work. Oh, I see. Yeah, if you do the pen and paper work, that's everything, right? That's like 80% of the work. That's why this is so much work. For the first refinery array. Yep. You're making me cringe when you say refinery array. I worry about you. I use bite-sized factories here. I'm trying to promote that principle. I do want to minimize the effort of having to connect 30 of the same machine in a row. I don't play like that. I'm too lazy. Keep watching if you don't know what I'm talking about, but I build bite-sized factories. That's what we're doing right now, is designing one for the production of our next required good for research here. But what are we doing? We're trying to promote satisfactory procrastination. I mean, as long as it's satisfactory. But you and I don't derive the same pleasures. The Cuckington is real over there. But I want to win. We're winning, chat. I don't know. This is the winner's chat, everyone. Welcome. The procrastinators here, we need them to cheer us on. We need their energy. They make it possible to do what's good. But this is the winner's chat because of it. We're bringing the energies together. No effing around. I mean, a lot of effing around, but that's part of the process. You have to trust in that part of the process. Yeah, let me just pull up the factory here briefly. I want to keep our eyes on the prize. And our, what's our factory to-do list? Oh, the radio control units. Oh boy, even I'm cringing. I know, I shouldn't cringe here. I'm trying to be optimistic, right? Stay positive, Chad. Stay positive. Radio control unit. And wait for that image to appear before you click it, because this website bugs out as heck. You're a professional procrastinator? Okay, good. Respect. The entire playthrough. Yeah, you're still playing? That's fantastic. Keep up the good work. Good, we need those, and we need you to ramp up the energy production so that the energy is high. There's no going back. Kawasaki. Sorry, I apologize. I'm shouting into a microphone. I really apologize. I really apologize. Let's say we want to do 10 of these radio control units. A lot going on. Aluminum ingots is being used as an input here. I'm just going to remove all the inputs to make sure we get a clear, pure, unbiased look at what it thinks we should do. Remove all the inputs, back to production default. And the recommendation here, I'm just going to zoom in on the end of the chain. 3 days of procrastination for this one project. Oh my god. Wiring this stuff by hand, I'm worried about that. Make sure you're using blueprints. Blueprints that contain as many connections as possible. If the blueprint contains the connections, you don't have to make it in the real world. So try to code all of your connections into blueprints. You know what I mean? Okay. Radio control units in manufacturer, understood. 4 manufacturers. So it's like a lot of aluminum casing. It's a lot of computers, and it wants Caterium computers. And it's a bunch of crystal oscillators. I don't know that we're making any of these goods, so it's reasonable for us to produce factories for each. I believe crystal oscillators become useful in the late game as well. So I guess this is the main picture of what's going to happen here. We expect to bring computers, oscillators, and aluminum casing in. Aluminum casing is better than bringing in the aluminum, because that's 200, that's even more. And we did do all clad casing, so we're finished this factory. That's another feature we have. The Caterium computer. I think it's time for us to build that. Insulated crystal oscillators. Yeah, a lot going on there. A lot, but things we have. Like, we have quartz crystals. What's this? Fused quickwire is really screwing up this diagram badly, but needless to say, a lot of fused quickwire gets produced. That's Caterium with copper? And it comes from pure Caterium ingots, understood. Wow, you can further dilute the Caterium with copper. Excellent. And then you have a 140 quickwire flow that came from 90 copper and 170 Caterium. So this part of the factory, this quickwire assembler, this gets embedded into machines. They produce their own wire. Any of the high throughput goods that are needed in a factory, you kind of want to build those into the cell. You know, it's like the mitochondria. It's like, oh, it really needs all of this stuff. That's why there's huge mitochondria in every cell. You know? You can always go to the cell analogy or paradigm to figure out the right answer to things. Humans have been put under the test of optimization in these universal conditions for a long time. And this game tries to emulate those conditions. So it's not a surprise that the same techniques and approaches are optimal. in my opinion. It's begging us to fix plastic as an input, which I get. Plastic and rubber as inputs from residual plastic and residual rubber. But otherwise, we're really just... Yeah, and what other plastics is this? Electrode scrap. What, are we using water from electrode scrap? Stop. Please stop. I'm not... It builds every factory into this. I just want to know what's optimal, what it expected me to use. Because if you add an input here, it'll change the chain of production. It'll change what it thought was optimal because it thinks the input is free. But that's not correct for planning approaches. I bet a lot of people don't get that nuance. Like, you need to see the full chain so you understand the recipes. And then you can ask the tool about those individual recipes and how to produce them. But you can't really use inputs to do predictive planning. Okay, well, let's screenshot some of this stuff. Like, I think that radio control units, for sure, they're just going to be a factory next to aluminum casing that takes crystal oscillators and computers. That's the deal. Like, when I say next to aluminum, I mean it'll have an aluminum source. It would make sense to put it next to the aluminum factory, since that's where aluminum largely will be produced. Yeah. I'm just going to start tacking these onto a list here. Radio control units. I'm just going to say that's a bite-sized factory for insulated crystal oscillators. And we wanted a bite-sized factory for Caterium computers. And we want a bite-sized factory for alclad casing, which we finished. Done. I'm just going to say that I'm shipping these to alclad casing. And the best alclad casing is made from aluminum ingots, made from pure aluminum, made from electrode aluminum scrap. Yeah, we make it the most efficiently it can from petroleum coke. That's the secret sauce. We already invested in pulling oil out to get aluminum the best it could be. Like, how can we do better than that, right? I'll tell you how we do better. Straight up bacon in a bowl. Bacon in a bowl. I don't want this to be like a promotion of bacon. The bacon doesn't need that. I want it to be an opportunity to talk about vegetarianism. That needs to be considered as a serious path. It's not reasonable to eat bacon all the time. I don't think. Just think about it. It doesn't feel good either. I mean, it does feel good, like, chemically. But emotionally, there's something not right. I love my piggies. Mm. 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 That's perfection, okay? Mm. The smooth, creamy avocado and the crisp lettuce leaves. Mm. That's just what we need. Alright, as I was saying, the bite-size factory for Caterium computers, and then that gets us, and then we do bite-size factory for radio control units. I mean, we know that. I'm going to take a quick little screenshot. It's just manufacturers for radio control units. It's not a bite-sized factory, but It could be with tuned inputs. So instead of 4 manufacturers, I mean, how many manufacturers? Let's just say tip, save power. Many hands is light work on this factory. It will be a bite-sized factory. And this thing needs to combine computers, alclad, and crystal oscillators. The combine harvesters. The combines. It combines. The verb to combine. Combine is such a nice word. Combinatorics. Permutations. Chat. Oscillations. Okay, this looks great to me. Okay, let's take a screenshot then and memorialize this. How many manufacturers can we fit in a 5x5 space? Let's just take a quick look. Just a pretend Mark II blueprint. Mark II blueprint. Just a pretend one where we sample how many of the thing we can thing. They're manufacturers, right? Oh boy, they're huge. Yeah, okay. So imagine that it's right there. Got it. That's shoved up against the back. So you can do at most 2 per floor, right? That's 1. That's actually 2. And then you do 2 upstairs, so you get 4. So let's plan for 2 manufacturers here. Let's not get carried away, right? Like I was planning for 4 manufacturers in total here. I don't think we're doing 4 manufacturers at crystal oscillators, which is kind of like, that's good because look at the amount of aluminum casing required for this. Bonkers. 160. I mean, it's not bad. It's just like it means it's a small factory with low optimization. And manufacturers use a lot of power, right? Like, what's the power usage on that? Is it different depending on the thing? Or is it always 55 megawatts? It's always 55 megawatts, my friends. Yeah, we're cutting costs these days. Whew. Okay, good to know. Yeah, we do the evaluations and we do the assessments here. We check all of the parameters. So imagine we're doing half that number of manufacturers, but we are doing double the like we're producing 5 radio control units, but we're slowing those manufacturers down to 50%. We're underclocking them. And as they're underclocked, that will reflect half the usage. That is to say, it'll reflect the usage of the original design, which was 4. So we just do the half to check what the inputs should now be, because they're scaling down by half. And they are indeed these. We get 5 radio control units per minute out of 4 manufacturers. Even though this says 2, it's 4. Nice. We'll call this radio control units. For posterity, chat, I can post these images and the whole story here. I'll be able to reconstruct the timeline and provide a guidebook for doing Satisfactory in my satisfying way. The best way. My way. My way. Radio control units. Great job here. So this gives us reason to look back one step We've got alclad. What's Caterium computer really going to need here? Or what's this insulated crystal oscillator really going to need? I feel like we're doing insulated crystal oscillator, aren't we? And AI limiters here, we only did by hand AI limiters. We could do AI limiters proper. Or as appropriately integrated into their own designs. Yeah, you can see these are both lineages. Let's choose the shorter one. Let's do Caterium computer first. I think this will be relatively straightforward. So I'm going to ask for Caterium computer directly. And how much Caterium computer? Well, I'm going to balance it, I guess. No, I'm not. I want it to be balanced into its own right, into its own units, so that we produce it efficiently. So if I ask for computer, this machine should tell me Caterium computer. And it does. It does. It tells me you're going to get 10 computers a minute, sir, with the random amount that you chose. That's 3 manufacturers, 5 assemblers, making Caterium circuit boards, and the refineries to make the ingots, to make the fused quick wire. That's a big piece, eh? That fused quick wire? That's a big piece of these puzzles. That's a big piece. Think of the recipe more like this. We'll make our plastic and rubbers, yes, and we'll supply with plastic and rubber. But the questions we solve have to do with Caterium being produced, and you had to have water for it, and copper. Boy, in huge amounts given the scales that I'm asking for here. So I don't think we're going to fit all of these. Imagine that I scaled it down to 1 refinery for copper. That's 2 refineries. And that would be a third of these other requirements. So it'd be like 2 assemblers, 1 manufacturer, 1 assembler. Which I could probably fit. 1 manufacturer and 2 assemblers for sure. And then I could double the refineries to save the energy. Yeah, I'm loving this more and more. Let's divide the output here by highest common denominator. Let's do 3.46. 10 divided by 3.46. 2.89. I wonder what that fraction is. Yeah, 2.89, but just again, imagine that plastics come in their own way, so we ignore all of those chains up there. What really matters is the Caterium circuit boards getting produced in the appropriate ratios for the computer. And that's now 0.6 refineries for pure Caterium ingot. So we could do 2 refineries for the Caterium and copper production each. That's 4 on the bottom floor, and then it's 2 assemblers for Caterium, 1 assembler for the fused quick wire, and 1 manufacturer, right? Three assemblers and a manufacturer. Can you fit that onto a floor? Here's the proof of concept. Oh man, I actually don't think so. Let's get that manufacturer down again. Remind me again. It's 1 manufacturer, 3 assemblers. Sounds like a bad comedy. Okay. Now imagine my manufacturer, yeah, is just conservatively off to the side here. Can I get some power up in here? Okay, there it is. Maybe it's going to work. Look at this. The assemblers. Can the assemblers go here? Yes! This totally works. I'm fine with this. It's too bad you can only get the one, right? Yeah, and then your 3 assemblers all have inputs into the computer manufacturer. We could do 4 assemblers, in fact. And the 4 refineries. This is great. 4 assemblers, 4 refineries. I love it. This will mean the computer factory uses so much less electricity. This is a wonderful choice. And it's just built into good design. It's just a design choice altogether. And the inputs to this factory are like plastics. Really, Caterium circuit boards are made from plastic and, yeah, the fused quick wire, perfect. So it's plastic, water, copper, Caterium. Plastic, water, copper, Caterium. Is that it? The crude was just for, oh no, and rubber. And rubber. Plastic and rubber. Plastic, fudge. I think I'm having a brain disorder, actually. Just give me a minute. Jesus. Wake up, Chet. We can do this. Deep breath. Let's figure this out. Take a screenshot. I think we've got the picture of what we wanted. We just need some rubber and plastic estimates to be a touch closer. Okay, and screenshot. Let's get my screen cap image out. We will save this blueprint under today's date with Caterium computer. Oh, let me check my phone chat. I'm supposed to connect with someone here pretty soon. Oh, and I need to pick someone up from the airport tomorrow. Nice. The old airport pickup. People need to drive out to the city from the airports. We give airport drives. It's my mother. I'll definitely give them a ride. It will be expected. I'm glad to give them a ride as well. They give me a ride from the airport all the damn time. It's reciprocal even. Cool. That's Caterium Computer, and it leaves me wanting for nothing. It just means that Caterium circuit boards need a presence. Yeah, it's just still a plastic rubber thing. So we're talking about the inputs here. It's plastic, rubber, Caterium, water, copper. You need a lot to do this. This Caterium copper combination is especially troubling. Right? Caterium, copper, water, rubber, plastic, like, especially rubber plastic, because we could be producing rubber plastic anywhere. We don't have to do this at the oil refineries. We can do it at a new oil source. I love that for us, exploit new oil. And then you're just looking for the copper Caterium combo. And then there's the biggest world's computer factory in the life, you know, and we drag Caterium and copper to that factory in increasing amounts as needed. But you can see the crude needed here. It's 11 crude for 15 copper and 15 Caterium. It's approximately balanced, right? So if you need 600 of one, you need 600 of the others. Ish. You need a little less crude than the others. But those ratios tell you how big the factory can be ultimately. Right? It's the principle of the limiting reagent in chemistry. Whichever ingredient gets used up first, that's what limits the throughput here. That probably will be crude, and at any rate, we will bring trains full of whichever good is missing. Like, we don't mind bringing a train full of copper. That's what happened